Hello, sorry you caught me off guard there. I was just texting. How rude. How are you all? Welcome back to Cookie and Hayden's. I'm Car Boot Chris, and this is our lunch hour live. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, but the main subject is promoted listings. And what an amazing idea it was to talk about the promoted listings. On my part, I can take all the credit for that. Let's see who we've got in the chat. If you're new here, I'm a full-time reseller, predominantly operating on eBay, but I do use other platforms as well, just not as much as eBay, because eBay is the main breadwinner, if you like. Now, please let me know in the chat. I've got my little heater on in the background. It's a fan heater, just so that it heats up this room. Please let me know. Can you hear it? I'm going to go silent now. So can you hear it? Is it annoying? If it is, I'll turn it off and freeze to death. Can you hear that? Let me know. Can't hear it, says Santa. I can hear you, says Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Can't hear the fan. Right, excellent. That means I can stay warm. Right, let's see who we've got in. Santa's here, first in. Donuts. Donuts. What's Santa on about here? Hi, Chris Tyler. I'm glad you received your duck prize. Laney's picture, which was amazing. I hope you're going to do something with it and frame it or something. Laney should have signed it on the back, or signed it in the corner, shouldn't she? She could have signed it. Two-time duck race champion Chris Tyler, yes. I didn't realize Chris had won it twice, actually. I'll get a frame for it. It's 11 inches. I know exactly what 11 inches is. Damien, great topic for a show. Oh, yeah, I have to give the credit to Damien. Damien's idea this week, guys, so well done to Damien. Very good idea for a chat. We're always talking about promoted listings, aren't we? But, yeah, let's talk about it, but we'll get to that in a minute. Retail Waste Exposed, thank you for joining us. New name for Dumpster Diving UK. Well done, your channel's doing amazing. Shabba says, my sales have died a death this week. I added 2% promoted listings. Still didn't see any uptake. Kept feeding the beast. It's been a quiet week, I think, for a lot of people this week, although I'm sure a few of you will come in the chat and say, oh, I'm having an amazing week. Because that's what happens. That roundabout goes round, and someone has a great week and someone else has a shit week. That's just how eBay works. Yeah. It'll come round again. Married to reselling. Now everyone know 2% is not enough. Goodbye. We'll talk about that in a minute. Emsden. Hi, guys. Who else have we got in here? Santa says, I don't care for the 2% milk. But I don't think that's what the title is about. Sorry, I've got a bit of a something going on here. And Haggis Lover says 2% is not enough. We said hello to Damien, didn't we? Aaron West, welcome. The Dave is here. Good afternoon, Chris and everyone. We're talking about the richest people in the world. It equates to 2%, I think. Well, I'm not in that. I'll be watching, probably not commenting. I don't use promoted. Fair enough. Tap Peddler Derek is in. Steve Jackson is in. Kevin Hawthorne from Florida is in. Husties. I used to do a minimum. Now I go with recommended. Massively improved. Oh, interesting. Hang on to that thought, Chris. Rachel says, hi everyone. Probably won't be commenting, making lunch and then ironing. That's fair enough. Get your priorities right. Limelight Vinty. Can we keep the fan on and you'll be quiet for the next hour? Well, that's not going to be an exciting show, is it? Tap Peddler says, I can't hear it, but I can feel it coming through my TV. You wish. Gwaz is here. Closet Geek Joe, hi. Ryan, welcome. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I added that, Santa. Sorry. Yeah. They're not donuts. They are bayonets. That's what British people call them. Beignets, I think they call them. Beignets. Oh, I could just eat a beignet now. Yeah, defo. Derek says 2% is all they're getting from me. Steve Jackson said I've had a couple of sales this week. How I definitely spent more than I've made. Yeah, I've seen your latest live stream from last night. If no one else has seen it, Steve's definitely on Payday. The amount of stuff he's been buying. I'm surprised Lana's not gone mental. Come on, Lana. I think you need to curb this spending habit that he's got. Husty says, I did promote it on a percentage of listings and my organic impressions went down and so did the total. So went back to normal. Didn't make a difference. For me, I think you've got to do it on all or nothing. There's just no point in picking out certain listings to do it on. There's no point in that, in my opinion, anyway. Hi, Stacey Rogers. AMPR's in. Stacey said we usually do recommended. Chris said I took part in the energy saving event. Oh, yeah. Saved 79%, £2.63 for 90 minutes. I had my tea early. If that was every day, it'd be £78 a month. Yeah, you get your money back, wouldn't you? I always take part in it. I always opt in, but I never do anything different. Last week, I think I got about 10p because I've not done anything different. But the week before that, I got about £1 or something, and I've still not done anything different. So I just opt in, and I try to keep it in mind, to maybe like do your tea before or after or whatever, or don't have a shower in that time and don't have the eating on and all that. But yeah, I tend to just not do anything differently. Okay, we're at the bottom of the chat. That's cool. 50 people in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up before you leave. Okay, so let's talk about promoted listings because that's what we're here for. And then we'll move on to whatever else you want to chat about. Is 2% enough? Is doing the minimum enough? Because 2% is now the minimum on eBay. It used to be 1%. Every man and his dog used to do 1%. But I think with the incoming advanced promoted listings, so the pay-per-click stuff, I think with that coming in, more and more people using promoted listings, and probably some other factors as well. 2% for me is definitely not enough. 2% is 100% not enough. It just, whenever I go back to 2%, and I try it occasionally, my sales just like, oh, you might as well not bother selling anything. It's awful. So what I've done for a long time now, well over a year, I do trending rate, eBay's suggested trending rate, but I cap it. and I would normally cap it at 8, 9, or 10%. And I just vary that. And what I've been doing lately is I've been having one promoted listings campaign open and leaving it open-ended, so not putting an end date on it. But then every few days, so maybe every 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, I'll just go into that campaign and I'll just edit it. I'll edit the title to remind me what the percentage is, and then I'll edit the percentage again. So I might, like a couple of days ago, I changed it back to 10%. And then in a few days' time, maybe next week, I'll go into that campaign, I'll edit it, and I'll maybe do 9%, just to keep it refreshed, and not just to let it go stale. But 2%, I've found, is definitely not enough. And when you start doing higher percentages, trending rates, you may find a difference. And I'm not going to say you definitely are, because everyone's experiences are different. Some people don't use promoted at all, as somebody said in the chat earlier. Some people just swear by it. I don't use it, and it doesn't make any difference to me. But I use it because it's a tool in eBay's toolbox, and it's eBay's playground. You got to play by eBay's rules, in my opinion, in order to maximize your sales. If eBay suggests you to do something, if eBay say to you, oh, we're going to be using these 4 keywords over the next year, I would suggest that's worth listening to, because they're not telling you for no reason. Maybe they've got some advertising campaigns coming up or whatever. Maybe they're going to be pushing those words in some way or another, which will cause a surge in searches for those words. But yeah, it's eBay's playground, in my opinion. And as much as we try and trick it and, skew it to our advantage in whatever way we do with self-similars, relists, and all that stuff, at the end of the day, in my opinion, if eBay suggests to do something, it's worth listening to, and it's worth trying, if nothing else. And yes, they take a bigger percentage, but when you do trending rate and you cap it, you hardly ever actually pay the capped rate. So if I do trending rate capped at 10%, when you get an offer in or something like that, or you make a sale, it'll tell you what you sold it for, what rate it went at. And most of the time, 90%, 9 out of 10 times, it's considerably less than the capped rate. So I think my average rate that I'm paying at the moment, even though it's normally capped around the 10% mark, my average rate is somewhere between 5 and 6%. That is what comes out. And you can get that information on your dashboard and on your campaign. There you go. That's my input. Now we'll let the comments flow. Where was I up to? I can't remember where I was up to. Let's start with Adam, because that's a new name. Adam Kim. Welcome, Adam. I use recommended levels, and I've seen a spike in sales. That's good. Dave ABL's in. Hi, Dave. Damien says, trouble is, if you do 10%, it's actually 12%. They add VAT after the fact. Yeah, but it's hardly ever 10% anyway, Damien. It's hardly ever that. What else we got? Emsden says, on our small store clothing, we do flat rate of 5% on everything, but on the bigger store, we do trending capped at 10. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, guys. Yeah, definitely. Have you considered doing on the clothing store, do 5% capped? Because then it will pick up on the trending rates, and you'll probably save money, but it might not make a difference to your sales. It might make them worse. So I assume you guys have tinkered a lot with things, because I reckon you probably have. I'd probably always go trending rate, because that's the rate that eBay want you to use. So I always try and choose a trending rate now rather than flat rates. 2% promoted listings, not enough. Kind of like Flair from Office Space. If you don't want to just do the bare minimum on anything. I've never seen Office Space, Uncle Albert. Husty reckons you don't need to promote if you list enough. I'm not sure about that, Husty, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Who knows? The thing is, with promoted, it's like anything when you make a change on eBay. You don't know, really don't know, because you don't know what would have happened if you hadn't made that change. So you can say to yourself, oh, I've had a load of sales this week, and that's because I've changed my percentage on my promoted listings. But in reality, you don't know, if you didn't do your promoted listings, whether you've got those sales anyway. That's the tricky thing about it. Hi, Steve-O. Afternoon to you. Haggis Lover says that logically, if everyone and their mother is doing promoted listings, then everyone's on the same level. Not really, Haggis Lover, because everybody does different levels. Everyone does different percentages, and eBay go through a cycle. So even though you're promoting, and you'll know this anyway, even though you're promoting, it doesn't automatically mean when someone searches for it, you're going to appear top, because it goes through a cycle. Sometimes your item will appear organically, and sometimes it will appear promoted. Somebody else will get that space if they've got the same item or similar item. But you'll probably know that anyway. It should be an equal platform with bumped only. That's it. None of this higher on the list like Google ad rates. It should be, but that's life, Shabba. That's life. If you've got a website and you want to appear top of Google, you've got to pay for that privilege. That's life, innit? You pay extras for allegedly a better performance or a better sales. You pay extra for it. That's just the way it goes. Vinted do it. Depop do it. I don't know about Etsy, but I'm guessing they do it. They all do it. You pay a bit extra and we'll promote your store a bit more. That's just life. That's just the way it is. It's only the same in traditional advertising methods. If you advertise in the paper, like when I had my shop, I used to advertise in the local paper. So certain spaces were more expensive than other spaces. If you wanted to be on the front or back page in the corners, that was more expensive. If you wanted a full page, that was more expensive. Just the way it is. That's just how it works. There's nothing you can do about that. Stuff like this will never be an even playing field. Husty says, if eBay suggests I jump off a cliff, would I? Hell no. Well, that's just a ridiculous comparison, Husty. You can't use that comparison because that's got nothing to do with eBay. All I'm saying is that eBay suggests things for a reason. Yes, it's to line their own pockets. We know that. But also it's because they don't line their own pockets unless you make a sale. So they suggest things to you to make sales so that they can then make money. I think you have to look at things like this objectively, otherwise you get blinded by the whole eBay's just out to make money. Well, of course they are. They're a business. Just like I want to make money. Everyone wants to make money. But if you think about it objectively, if you were the owner of eBay, think of it in that way. Difficult sometimes. RJ's World, hi. JJ Jess, hi. It's going to be an interesting chat, this one. I can feel it. Monkey Thrift, afternoon, folks. Just in an auction. Oh, okay. What? Actually in person, Peter, or are you online or what? 99% promoted for the win. What does that mean, Guy? I'm not sure what you mean with that one. Aaron says, I use 2.1% on the basis everyone else. You know what, though, Aaron? Everybody's thought of that before. I used to do stuff like that. In fact, I still do, because sometimes instead of 10, I'll do 10.1. Or instead of 9, I'll do 9.1. And then I'll add a 0.1% on top of the trending rate, because you can do that as well. You can add a little percentage that you're willing to pay on top of trending. So everyone's thought of that, Aaron. Who knows? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. All I know is when I stop promoting my sales, I might as well quit and go get a job, because my sales absolutely die. My account is literally addicted to promoted. Hi, Lindsay and Alvin, the Dumpster Divers UK. Married to Reselling says, if you're willing to promote everything at 5%, don't forget you'll never pay 5%, not only because the actual may be lower, but also because things sell without promoted, bringing the overall percentage down. It's worth trying anything, really, isn't it? It's always worth switching it up, because when things get a bit stale on eBay, switch it up, change things around. Graham, welcome. Hi ho, everyone. Hi ho indeed, although we're not doing any work. Last 5 sales have been 9, 10, 6.6, 6.2, and 8. What's your average at the minute, Damien? Because I know you changed yours recently to 10% capped trending. So what's your average coming in at the minute? Different categories, isn't it? Different categories have different trending rates. And I'm sure, you know, the skeptic in me, just like some of you guys are skeptical of this stuff, the skeptic in me says, oh, eBay just creep those trending rates up. Oh, you know, there's sat in the eBay office and, you know, Jim says to the guy on promoted, oh, what's the current trending rate on shoes? Oh, it's 4% today, Jim. 6%. Just change it to 6%. Let's get a bit more money today. We've got targets to meet, you know. That's what I imagine there, sat in eBay headquarters. It's not a computer working it out. These little guys go in and just, oh, girls, tap. Oh, let's do 6% today on shoes. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know that, Husty, but I'll take the sale. I'll take the sale anyway. You just don't know. That's the thing about it. That's how they get you. Tappeddler Derek says, problem I have is that eBay recommends stuff like prices for items which are wildly wrong. So why would their recommended for promoted be any different? I'll keep 2% as I set my own price. That's fine, Derek. You do what works for you. The recommended prices are dog shit. I mean, they're terrible, aren't they? I don't know how they work out the recommended rates for promoted. I don't know how, and probably no one bloody knows. It'll be a computer somewhere working it out. Who knows? Adam says, went from 2% to suggested and saw immediate sales, 13 in 2 hours from 3 a day. Did also end list and sell similar on all goods, so that might have helped. Yeah, you see, you don't know, Adam, which one did it. Ideally, if you're going to make changes, just make one change at a time to see if you can notice a difference. Whereas you made a couple of changes there, Adam, so you don't know which one, or if you know which one is making the difference. You know what I mean? Guy says, I agree. If you don't need to promote if you list 10 million items a day. Yeah, just swamp. I wonder if like World of Books, do they promote? I bet they do. Or Music Magpie. Do Music Magpie promote? Jeff says, hey, you're on Facebook too. Yeah, we've always done the multi-stream, Jeff. Jeff's got multi-personalities. How many times you have to log in and out, Jeff? That would drive me nuts. Haggis tested over 2 years with promoted, and that's why I turned it off. Saw no difference at all, but then I sell more less common items. Yeah, we've all done loads of tests, Haggis. I did loads of tests. Every time I turned it off, I got no sales, so I just leave it on. That's my test. The Original Raver. Wow, what a name. The Original Raver. Lovely. Welcome to the chat, Original Raver. Shabba's gone all out. I'm doing 2.6%. Let's see if it makes a difference. Shabba's gone crazy. Let us know. I can't imagine going from 2 to 2.6 is going to make massive difference, Shabba, but, worth a try. Try it. If you're brave enough, maybe you go to 2.7%. That's really true as well, married to reselling. Everyone's not equal when promoting anyway, because a lot of people make a complete dog's dinner of their listings. Yeah, I think you're right there as well. Everyone's listings are different, aren't they? Even like the same item can be wildly different, and you can have a much better chance of selling something, even though they're the same item, just by the way you list it. Lindsay and Alvin do 2% on everything. Husty says, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just don't think it's as good as it says. Yeah. Who knows at the end of the day? I definitely don't think 2% is worth it. I mean, that's the title of the stream, and that's what we're trying to. Where's that light coming from? It's there, and that's what we're trying to kind of talk about. I definitely don't think it is worth. No, that's too bright. Just doing 2%, but that's just my opinion. What's my opinion worth? Not a lot. The problem is there's so many variables in everybody's stores, the way they list things, the different things they sell. What's right for one person is completely wrong for somebody else. So there's no probably right answer really to this. It's just all about opinions. Delboy had it right. Yeah, true, Chris. Yeah. Office space worth a watch. Will hit home to anyone who's ever worked in a large office with cubicles. AMPR says, I'm going to give it a try until the end of Feb. I currently promote at 2%. I will change all of my listings to the eBay recommendation and see what. Oh, AMPR, before you do that, make sure you cap it, because you don't want to pay a stupid percentage. I'll draw the line at that. But cap it somewhere that you're comfortable with. If you're going to try it for, what is it, a week? How long you do? Until the end of Feb. Oh, you're going to do like 4 weeks. Try it at, capped at maybe 10%. RJ's World says, never promote on Vinted or Amazon. As you said, how do you know any of this works, as you could have sold without promoting? Well, the same goes for eBay, RJ's World. The same question goes for eBay. Chop says, I do 5% on 835 listings. I get an average of 3 sales a day. I guess it depends what you're listing, innit? What kind of stuff you sell, Chop. They do, but the more sales you make, the more money they make. Just imagine how much money they make on GSP. I was talking about this the other day. how much money? Whoever came up with the idea of GSP, they should be at the top of eBay somewhere, you know, with a nice corner office overlooking London, because GSP must make them a fortune. I use it. I enjoy using it. I like making international sales with GSP, but like a £30 item, like say I sell a £30. This is another conversation, by the way. We could talk about this another day. £30 item. They make what? £3 fees. And then you send it GSP and they rub their hands together. Oh, this £30 item's going GSP. So we've made £3 on fees. And now we're going to charge the buyer £30 to post their item, but it's only going to cost us £15. So we're going to make another £15 on that sale, £15 on one sale for it going GSP. Because no doubt eBay must get a ridiculously cheap international postage rate. The amount of stuff that's coming out of eBay going abroad, they must get an amazing deal on their international postage. And then it's just a few staff dealing with the GSP orders and relabeling them and then pulling them out the door. So whoever thought a GSP, genius. They must be making a fortune out of GSP. Just one order. And then there's 1,000 orders come in that day, or 1,000 orders come in that morning. I don't know. I don't know how many go through. Make a fortune. You think the fees are good. You think they're earning a lot on fees. Look at GSP. ABL's got a good point here. The cost of promoted listings is just advertising spend. If you have an effective advertising strategy, you will make more sales. Not a case of what's fair and what isn't. This is capitalism. Exactly, Dave. Exactly that. You have like I was saying before, if you have a high street shop, you've got to advertise. That's just the way it is. Oh, monkeys at an online auction. Yeah, exactly that, Lee. That's what I was saying before. It's everyone is different. It's just all about opinions, and what works for one doesn't work for another. Barry Brown, afternoon. Husty says they're not bothered about our small percentage of sales or if we sell loads. Best way to get sales is to be consistently scheduling listings. The more you list, the more you sell. Do 2% unless it is an expensive item. And the recommended is, say, 3.6. I'll do that. I think clothing sellers use it more. You're probably right. JJ, I mostly promote at 2, but really experiment with promoting higher for my multi-listing so I can rank higher. That makes sense, JJ. Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. Once you can get a few sales going in your multi-listings, then that's good for you, isn't it? Shabba, I've sold 8 items since Monday for 541 listed. That evening meal after my wedding at Hell's Kitchen Vegas is getting further and further away. I'm not starting a fight. Oh, don't even worry, Husty. It's all about opinions, and what works for one doesn't work for another. It works for me. That's all I can say. Everyone else, you just have to try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, no problem. Damien's average is 6.59 on the last 7 days. Yeah. Mine normally sits around 5 to 6, but it fluctuates depending on whether Jim decides to up the average that day. Bloody Jim. RJ's, I don't use Etsy ads, but use off-site ads. Oh, don't know how that works. Fix it. Welcome, Tommy Lee Jones in the house. One day we'll get back to his real name. There you go. World of Books do promote, and they list millions. But what's a couple of percent? GT, joining late. Welcome. You've missed all the excitement. If you're the right item at the right price, reasonable picks, good account, you don't need to promote. What else have we got? GT says, promoted listings made a significant improvement to my impressions versus... It will make an improvement to your impressions, but did it improve your sales? That's the question. Hi, Babs at the Attic. And of course, the answer to that is you don't know for sure, because you don't know whether it would have done it anyway. You'd have sold anyway. But did it feel like it made it better? GT's running at 4%. Oh, standard 4%. I've not heard somebody do a standard 4. Let's see if I can get down to the bottom of the chat. Yaze says 7% now. I was at 4%, but I've tested it for me with clothing. And does 7% work for you? If it does, then that's good. Oh, the advice from the eBay guy in the Susu program was 4%. Interesting. Fix it says, I do suggested ad rate capped at 8%. Turn it off, I get very few sales. I don't promote items over £100. There's usually less competition on that. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, fair point, that on the expensive stuff. Capped at 5 to 8%. Yeah, capped at 10%. AMPR is going to give it a go. Let us know. Report back. Tell us how you felt it went. Hard to give evidence, but if you feel like it did you good, then happy days. Too many people see eBay as a big bad wolf. Of course, they're out to make money. They're a business, but the only way they succeed is absolutely 100%, Dave. Totally with you on that one. Kathy, you just sold a plush to us, £22 postage. And it'll probably cost them about £10 to send it, Kathy. So they're making a huge amount of money on GSP. I just say, whoever thought of GSP, whoever went to the board and said, I've got an idea, they should be like up the top somewhere on eBay. Husty says, yes, that is a general rule, Dave, but we are a tiny fish to them. They ain't making much money out of us. I don't necessarily agree with that, Husty, because one tiny fish, yes, but a million tiny fish make a lot of fish. GSP equals greedy shipping partner. Hi, Mick. Hi, Chris. Not been about, had a bad reaction to treatment. Not too bad now. Just altered all my listings to suggested rate, capped at 10%. Well, good luck, Mick. Report back. Let us know what happened. Did it feel like it improved your sales? Let us know. Margin is everything. If your margins are at 10%, then of course you'll be cynical about promoting. If your margins are 40%, you'll be a lot less bothered. Yeah, that's fair enough. Because I know, like Z will either do very low percentage promoting or not promote at all, because Z deals a lot in wholesale, and brand new items wholesale, the margins are small. You haven't got as much room. So that's totally understandable. I get that. See what else. Etsy offsite ads is really expensive. Depends what you're selling, I suppose, GT. If you can afford to do it. I don't know anything about Etsy offsite ads. Offsite ads. Wow, this is a lot of conversation on this subject. Married to reselling, we experimented at 100%. I have as well, guys. I have as well. I had an item and I promoted it at 100%, and it didn't sell. So it just shows you that if you got a shit item, it doesn't matter if you're giving it away. No one wants it. Good afternoon to Richard. Welcome. Yeah, don't forget. Thanks, Dave. Yes, probably, Derek. If you look at your monthly promoted fees total versus your sold prices total, it doesn't seem that bad. I'd rather spend £60 a month to get a... Yeah, totally. Agree with that one. Damien says, I've done 7 days now at 10% capped. Impressions are down 2.37 over the previous 7 days. Yeah, it's been a slow week this week for a lot of people. Clicks up 5%, conversion rate up 1.94%. Thanks for the stats. Was at 2% previously, fixed rate. Fletch one said, I picked up a VHS player, had a cassette in it with some naughty bits on. Oh, nice. Was it homemade or professional? GSP is awesome. People want the item they pay. We're running a business. Oh, I don't disagree with you. DSP is expensive, but I'm just saying, whoever came up with it, bloody hell, give them a pay rise. GT's given up on VHS, a load of non-working ones. Tonks is listening along. Click-through rate is only up 0.01%. Oh, a tiny amount. People aren't clicking more. Homemade, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Richard doesn't use any promoted on eBay whatsoever. Oh, there we go. I've hit the bottom of the chat. Well, there you go. I think we've exhausted that subject. Oh, I'm just getting warm now. Oh, bring on the summer. Can't wait until we get warm air again. Off-site ad fee on $36.99 sale was only £1.14. Oh, that seems reasonable. That's a pretty small percentage. So that as a percentage about 3%. Off the top of my head, probably say about 3%. It always amazes us how much people are willing to pay on shipping for random items on GSP. I know, crazy. Oh, crazy amount of money on shipping. People really want this stuff. I usually give up on VHS. It was £2, works fine. Plus, you get a bonus. First payday today after Christmas for some. I'll see if that makes any difference. I don't believe. Here's another. I need to write these ideas down for chats. Here's another thing here's something I don't believe in at all, and that is this payday theory that all your sales go up at payday. I don't believe in it at all. I just don't see it. I don't see it in my graphs or anything. Last week, so before up to the payday on Monday or Tuesday, was it? That week, I had basically a Christmas week in sales. It was mental. I did a lot of sales that week, and then this week's been dead as a dodo. And I just find random weeks you do well. And Payday week, I just think, I used to believe it. I don't believe it anymore because it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. Not for me anyway. It's another thing, people feel different things, but for me, I just think the whole Payday week thing's a load of baloney. Oh yeah, without doubt, no worries. There's no warm air in Wales. Etsy offsite ads are usually a flat 15%. Oh, that is quite high, isn't it? Nina's Tiny Treasures, welcome. Welcome to the stream. That's a new name. Is everyone up to date with their HMRC? What you mean, tax? Self-assessment? Is that what you're talking about? I am. Still on one sale, Shabba, yeah. Still on one sale to Germany. I do have to check a couple this week, though, because I've done some GSPs. I just need to make sure, but as the last time I remember, it's still one. I must be waiting for Payday week. Usually see a drop-off in the middle of the month. See, I don't see it. I don't see any patterns at all, Damien. I don't see patterns. It's just so random. Like I say, last week I had a Christmas week. It was, I did a lot last week. Just random. It's like Christmas for me. I always do better after. Payday. Hi, Dave. Well, today is rent payment, and I am weekly paid, so I order on Friday. Thanks, Dave. Got to go. Exciting things coming up. Damien did his tax return on Wednesday. Nina's Tiny Treasure says, depends if you do auctions. If you do auctions, it's massive on the last weekend of the month. Okay. I don't do auctions. Richard said, I sold a Santa decoration this week for £100. Wow, that's a good one. Question, do you have an air fryer? No, I don't, Derek. Don't have an air fryer. I woke up to a £100 sale this morning. Is it Payday? Haggis Lover says there's still people being paid weekly in the UK. I don't believe in payday theory. No, I don't believe in it. Fletch One, my store's dead this week. Sorry to hear that, Fletch. Hopefully it picks up. It is Payday week coming up. I just paid myself today, actually. I pay myself on the 28th of the month. So I paid myself today. So it's payday for me today. What can I go and spend on eBay? I just buy whenever I want to buy. I don't necessarily wait for payday. Mind you, it has been a bit tight this month. So I've had to watch what I was spending. But yeah, after a busy Christmas period. Husty's birthday. Happy birthday to Husty. See if we can find a birthday thing.
Happy birthday! Woo!
There you go. Happy birthday. Mrs. Love, afternoon, everyone. I now hate eBay. Oh, why do you hate eBay? What's going on? Derek likes his thingamajig. What do you call it? Air fryer. Seems approximately half or less energy than my oven. How much do they cost, air fryers these days? What are we looking at? Not even look, to be honest. Haggis is off for a family meal down the pub. Enjoy. You're rich. I don't think so. Shabba says, I have 15% off in my eBay store too, Chris. More than happy for you to spend there. Bit late for Sarah. No worries, Sarah. Always outnumbered says, do you have a set amount you pay yourself? Yeah, I pay myself the same amount every month. I've upped it recently. I used to pay myself a bit less, but probably for the last year I've been paying myself what I currently pay myself. But yeah, I do the same. And whatever's left, it just stays in the business account for whatever, you never know, I might need to make some big purchases, or things might go wrong, or, emergencies, so I try to leave, a few months worth of paydays in there. Happy birthday to Husty. Cheers, no worries. Yeah, I've had a lot of low ball offers this week. Definitely, it's been low ball week. I turned a lot down, and that might be why it's gone quiet for me this week. It has been a quiet week, certainly compared to last week. Air fryers are the best thing since sliced bread. No such thing as payday week. Most public servants get paid on the 22nd. 15th is a common date, and last Friday in the month too. Our sales always drop about the 5th. Steve Green Adventure. Hi, Chris. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, Steve. We've not seen you for a while. Babs, was it your birthday as well?
Happy birthday! Woo!
It was Babs's birthday, so happy birthday to Babs at the Attic. Nearly time to finish, then got a week of work, time to spend some week off work. Nice. Yeah, enjoy. You never know, Steve. We might be able to catch up towards the end of the week, because we're going to be up there. We'll see where we're up to. Does that mean you're not going to buy that Jurassic Park? Oh, so tempted. Today, right, this morning, Peter, I said to Belle, Belle, babe, can we go look at that car? I really wanted to go have a look at it, but she's right, because we're moving, and to deal with 3 cars, it's just, well, there's only 2 of us live here for starters, so how do you deal with 3 cars? It's not the right time. I think if we'd have moved already, or if we weren't moving, I'd be a bit more serious about it. I really wanted it. For anyone else who don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a picture that just around the corner from me, literally, I could probably walk there. There's a guy selling a Volvo that he's converted into a Jurassic Park car. He's basically done a paint job on it. It looks amazing. It looks like a Jurassic Park car. The only thing it needs is yellow wheels, and then it'd be complete. And I so wanted to buy it. But I think George Ross might be interested in it. I think he's made a comment on there that he might be interested. If different circumstances, I might have got it. Another reverse decision in my favour. Another missing parcel, even though delivered, and a payment dispute case, all on electronics. Now I'm broke. Oh, that's sad, Mrs. Love. Sorry to hear you having some problems there. If it's tracked delivered, why is it not gone in your favour? That's unusual. Air fryer was 149 quid. That's expensive, isn't it? I have a Ninja which was 180, but you can get them for 100. Steve is back. No worries, Babs. Happy birthday. Declined a lot of a lot of offers, like £40 for £100 camera. Yeah, sometimes I do put comments on as well. I try to resist, but yeah, sometimes I do. Been a lot of low balls this week. JLO the original. Hi Chris and chat. Silent watcher most of the time, but can I ask your opinion on the reseller summit? Oh. Do we want to go down that route when we're about to finish? No, seriously, I think there's nothing wrong with the idea behind it. I just think it was just for this to get people to sign up and go and pay the £50. I just think it needed a couple of like professional speakers, like an eBay rep. I said this when it first come out. I said just needed an eBay rep and maybe like a delivery driver or a former delivery employee who can give tales of, like a former every employee who could tell us all about how it all worked, and or maybe Dave Repairs could have gone, a Royal Mail delivery guy. Just needed a couple of like professional speakers, and it would have been fine. But I got nothing against it. I think it's a good idea, but I'm not going. It's the Movie Chats meetup that same day, so if I was available that day, that would be my priority. I would go to the Big Steve's meetup, but no, I wasn't asked to attend, and I'm not going to go. But that doesn't mean that I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. Oh, Mikey's not coming on Saturday now. Oh, no worries, Mikey. That's a shame. Been nice to meet you, but maybe another time. Yeah, I thought about all this. Car shows, Comic Cons and stuff. Yeah, it was a cracking car. Buy it and drive it up to your mum's. Yeah, then we've got to get it back. She won't want that outside her house anyway. Jesus. And then we'd have to take 2 cars up there. It wasn't a wrap. It was a paint job. Proper paint job, Derek. He's hand painted. It's amazing. Hi, Nafanify. Welcome. Every track delivered. eBay live chat basically said tough luck. If it's track delivered, normally they back you. You know what I'd do, Mrs. Love? I'd go on the, assuming you're a business seller, I'd go to the eBay for Business Facebook page and speak to them, because they really are good at resolving issues like that. Don't go to the summit. No, I'm not. My priority would always have been the 2 Steves meetup. For £50, quite cheap compared to professional conferences. I agree, though, Chris. Professional speakers. Yeah, I think a mix would have been perfect. I think absolutely fine to have some YouTubers and some personalities on there. I just think it just needed definitely an eBay rep would have been a given, and then maybe just one other or 2 other like professional speakers that, maybe someone who can talk about QuickBooks, like Aaron or someone like that. Something like that. A delivery driver, something with some funny stories. And Dave says 50 quid. My events we run is, yeah, but every event's different, Dave. Every event's different. You can't really compare. It's 2 different things. But I get what you're saying. Monkey Thrifters going to the Movie Chats meetup. Nice one. Car will pay for itself. I thought about if we were staying, Richard. Definitely, I think I would have got it. Oh, Sarah's coming up from Plymouth tomorrow. We'll say, oh, please do, Sarah. Yeah, come say hello. Damien says for £50, it's about the value, and for each person, that's different. Yeah, true. For a newbie, it's probably excellent value. For old hats, it's not so much. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I think they'll sell it out anyway. I think they'll sell out. I do. I think they'll sell a lot of tickets. Sorry, didn't know there was a Movie Chats meetup. Yeah, just speak to the Steves. In Chester it is, on the same day as the other one, 25th of March, I think. Richard says, I'm going to the Reseller Summit. Found it funny how people on Facebook brag about sales, but £50 is too much. The thing is, though, Richard, you put it down as an expense. You can put it in your business expenses. Definitely a business expense. There you go. Steve says 25th of March in Chester. Oh, you're late to the party on this one, Mikey. We've done this conversation. Does doing 2% on eBay work, Chris? Have to do personally, right? This is my opinion, and a whole load of people will give you other opinions. I don't think 2% works, but if you're not promoting, 2% might work if you're going from nothing to 2%. But for me, I tend to do roughly 10% capped trending rate. So it's very rarely 10% that you pay, but you go with eBay's trending rate, which is sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8%. That's just my personal opinion, but as you'll find, it might be a good idea, Mikey, if you go back and watch the conversation. Everyone's got a different opinion, and what works for you might not work for me, and vice versa. So it's different. Everyone's different. Thanks, Uncle Albert. Cheers for popping in. Got to go work for the man. All right. Cheers. Have you seen the prices of drinks? No, I've not looked at any of that. You get free hot drinks, so just have hot drinks all day. AMPR, a summit. The definition of summit is a meeting between heads of government. Biden and Putin might have had a summit, but resellers. It's just a posh name, innit? Mrs. Love says, I too now do 10% capped variable rates. Sales have majorly improved, but also now more queries. Well, that comes with the par with the course, that par for the course. Afternoon, Yorkshire Mix. Welcome. We're about to wrap up. You can always go back and watch again if you want. Weatherspoons is cheap, says Steve. I think we've exhausted it today. I've got to go and get some more stuff listed. I don't know what I'm going to list this afternoon. I'm just going to go and pick out of my stock room. Just find some gear to list. Is Andrew going? I think Andrew is going to the Chester meetup. Yes, there you go. Right, we'll call it a day. I think we've covered everything that we wanted to cover today. It's been a very good, engaging chat, so thank you all. And we'll see you on the next one. There's a new video out tomorrow, which is like a day in the life thing. So I did a day thing, you know, where you record bits of what you're doing all day, but it's kind of a bit of a challenge to myself to do. So that'll be out tomorrow, and then we'll be back live Monday night for a 10,000 sub special on Monday night with me and Belle. I think that's it. Thanks, everyone. Happy birthday to those who have birthdays. And if I don't see you Monday night. Take care, everyone. Happy sales. Happy weekend. Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want to catch up on another one of my videos, you can try one like this or one like this. They're both good ones. Give it a go. Or you can subscribe by pressing this button here. There you go. See you later.